His writing is almost as good as his kiss, but you can't buy his kiss. Who said that? Well, his ex-girlfriend actually said that. Who are we talking about? Well, I can tell you that he wants to be the next Pavarotti, notwithstanding the fact that he's only about a fifth of Pavarotti's size. So he's a singer. He's also a poet. He's a concert flautist, and he's much, much more. He's certainly a talent of whom we shall hear much, much more. But for the first time on television, he's only 18. 18. Will you welcome Vincent Hannon? Vincent, you're very welcome. Please sit down there.
I don't know if I'd say a fifth.
A fifth of the great man's
maybe a
size.
third, but not a fifth.
You want to be known as Vincent, in the same way as he's Pavarotti.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
everyone, when they say Vincent, they'll know it's you.
Hope, maybe, someday. With the help of people like yourself.
All right. You're only 18.
That's right.
Two great loves in your life. What are they?
Oh, music and women. Well, sexuality and music. I'm 18, so of course sexuality would be number one. Like, well, there's a, you know, they're
all right,
close
it's a
on.
toss-up between music and women, or sexuality, whatever.
Yeah.
Music. How does it make you feel?
Oh, there's a question. It puts me into heaven, I guess. I do love music. It's just the meaning of life. If it can be found in anything, it's in music, eh? This is what I think, anyway.
And you're a singer, and how long have you been singing?
Well, my mum sings like an angel, and she has been singing all my life, so I would have sung along with her all my life. And then I realized that I don't think there can be a greater joy than singing and making people.
So that's what you want to do. You want to sing for your living.
Yes.
That's what you're definitely going to do.
Well, and other things also. Well, maybe through singing, you know.
All right. Now, when you want to be Pavarotti, you are not Pavarotti size.
True enough. True enough. But you see, it's, well, I reckon singing is 20%, maybe 25 body, but 80% soul.
And you have lots of the 80%.
Well, I don't have much of the 20%, so I'd want to have the stuff of the other percent, yeah.
Right. In addition to that, you are into women or sexuality. Now,
aren't we all? Well, all men, I'm saying, especially 18-year-olds.
18-year-old men are. And you've been inspired because you've written a book of poetry and prose.
That's right.
Behold, it's called.
Behold the Lover.
Yeah, Behold the Lover. And the endorsement
Which
here...
sounds a bit vain, but I mean,
his writing is almost as good as his
title,
kiss, but you can't buy his kiss. That's an endorsement from a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend.
That's true, who wishes to remain nameless, but...
at this stage.
Yeah, but she was an inspiration as well, it says there, so...
An inspiration. Would you like to give people a sample of your poetry?
I would love to.
Okay, do you want to pick a couple out?
I'll say, just because she left for Poland 3 days ago, my sister Joan.
Yeah.
And she has been, like when we were children, we were inseparable. We just loved each other.
How old is Joan?
Joan is 20.
20, and you were 18, so you grew up together.
Yes.
Do you want to read it? What's this called?
Joan and Vince.
Joan and Vince, okay.
Now, there's a little story behind it. She was 18 and I was 16, and so I had no interest in paying money for her. A present, like. So I just had to write a poem. Okay.
As a present?
Yeah, cheap way out, but it actually took more out of me. Because I had to go, I went back on an emotional journey back to when we were children. You know, we used to love each other, we were inseparable. But then when she realized there was more to life than little brothers, you know, we got kind of...
Went off with boyfriends and stuff like that?
Well, you know, that kind of stuff. We just, you know, it ended there, sort of. So, well, we still love each other with all our hearts now. We went through a 3 or 4 year fight, but after that, now we still love each other, of course, again. But here's the poem anyway. This was for her 18th birthday.
Okay, and you were 16 when you wrote this?
Yeah, and so it went back to childhood. Together we've been all of our lives. When you itched, I got hives. It's painful to think of the times we've had, though they were by no means sad. It's just that they have gone, and so have you, and neither will return, to that place only we knew, where Rupert the Bear, Lizzie Dripping, and Who Do You Like Best were. This place and all of it remain yours and mine alone, this place where all the seeds were sown to form two people, me Vince and you Joan.
All right, there's a little more. There's a little postscript there. It says, this poem I write for you to wish you all the best, to make you think and not forget our lives in the mother's nest. Listen, I don't know whether any of the guys can get a picture of this. This is Joan and Vince. Look at them when they were kids together. She had hives and he was itching at the time. Your other love, though, I mean, is sex, right?
Oh my, well,
sexuality and women and all the rest of it. You have a poem about that too.
I do indeed, yeah. Yeah.
And you better set this in a context as well.
The rest of the book is not like this. You know, this was written kind of for you know, people, an introduction to sex. Sex as I would have liked it introduced to me is what I called it.
Okay.
You know, as opposed to the birds and bees stories, which nobody ever actually understands, you know.
Right, so this is how you would have liked someone to tell you about sex.
Yeah, so it was aimed at, you know, children or whatever, coming up towards the realization of it, you know.
Okay, off you go.
I'm not a sex maniac or anything like that, it's just, you know. Okay. Sex as I would have liked it introduced to me. Sex is passion, sex is wild, sex is what makes you human, child. Sex is natural, sex is good, we can do it and we should. You have it, sex is beauty, sex is sacred, you have it when you're naked. Sex is lovely, sex is funny, sex should not be done for money. Sex is naughty, no it isn't, in fact it's quite pleasant. Sex is awesome when done well and when your lover is Trey Bell. Sex is always, sex is now, we instinctively know how. Sex is gentle, sex is kind, depending on the frame of mind. Sex is healthy, sex is right, it improves your eyesight. Sex is ecstasy, sex is passion, never out of fashion. Sex is body, sex is soul, sex is the be and the end all. Sex is God sent, sex is bliss, sex is so much more than this. Sex isn't violent, sex isn't cheap, it is so profound and deep. Sex isn't dirty, sex isn't wrong, but in a child's mind it does not belong. Sex isn't weird, sex isn't smelly, sex should not be shown on telly. Sex isn't power, sex isn't a game, sex can drive you insane. Sex is not the birds and bees, it's mommy and daddy and their seeds. Sex can be dangerous, sex can be safe, sex isn't power, sex isn't pain. It and love are not the same. Choose the right way, the right person, the right place, the right time, for sex is divine, a union for two of body and soul, the symbol of love, the creator of all. Sex, sex, sex.
Well, Vincent wanted to go down in history as the man who said sex the most times on television.
Didn't go down in history as, you know.
All right. You're going to be a singer professionally. Your voice has actually been trained.
That's right.
By Veronica Dunn.
Yeah, who is a magnificent lady, absolutely
Okay.
magnificent.
Would you like to hear him sing, folks? All right. This is the next Pavarotti. What are you going to sing for us, Vincent?
The music of the night, the sexiest, again, song in the world.
This is the first time on television, Vincent Hannon.
Thank you. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness wakes and stirs imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses, helpless to resist the notes I write. For I composed the music of the night. Slowly, gently, night unfolds its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Hearing is believing, music is deceiving. Hard as lightning, soft as candlelight. Dare you trust the music of the night? Close your eyes, for your eyes will only tell the truth, and the truth isn't what you want to see. In the dark it is easy to pretend, but the truth is what it ought to be. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot find. The darkness of the music of the night. Close your eyes, start a journey to a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of the world you knew before. Close your eyes and let music set you free. darker side, give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the night. You alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the night.
Oh, wow, he's very good. That's Vincent Hannon. And his book, Behold the Lover, it's called. Great book, absolutely great voice. You're going to hear a lot more about Vincent. If I mention movies like Robin Hood, Sleeping with the Enemy, Mountains of the Moon, you'll have no doubt a fair idea who my next